Hey there, card fighters. Woolen Docs here with another episode of Deck Check Podcast. I am here with Ryan. I am here with Matt. And if you think Matt sounds a little different this week, you're right. He is vocally training to become a voice actor, so he's using his bad microphone to throw everybody off.
I'm really good at it.
See? Oh, did you guys hear that? Ooh. It's not a software update that went wrong or anything. Just that.
I don't like it.
Hey, it's okay. We'll figure it out before the next episode. But better scruffy than never.
Oh, thanks.
Just like my face.
Uh,
Actually, people would probably rather not have my face. I don't know. Ryan, what do you vote? Face or no face?
Well, according to ancient lore, there was no mystery she could not solve. Sorry, that was a flavor text. What was the question? I was just reading.
Well, you know what? That's better than the answer to the question. Honestly,
Uh,
it's just more flavor text. That's all we need. So, my face aside, I I think that this week there was like there was an energy at locals, unlike the past few weeks, and I think that energy was Ryan being back.
was
I
it?
do
I
like
feel like
Ryan
there's
back. Oh.
Yeah, I love having Ryan back, and it was like fun because I had Ryan to beat me down.
it was just an easy matchup. I broke out of prison for free, got extra crits, extra power.
But when you beat me, it's fun.
Was it? You could. There was a chance you could have beat me, which is crazy. 10 prison in one turn,
I know.
and then you guarantee win if you hit OT.
Yeah,
So that because
that 0 to 10
put
was
yourself in
crazy. I was
position.
proud of myself.
I've never seen that before.
I'm just like, boom, upgrader, boom, snow, boom, pure light, boom, citrus. It was-
Vitamin C, vitamin C.
yeah, it was a lemon squeezing event. Matt, what did you play this weekend?
Uh, I I don't remember.
You,
I remember he
oh,
played Varga.
Oh yeah,
did
and I
you?
can't win with it.
I don't
I
remember you
think so.
playing Varga this weekend. I don't know. I did, however, for the fans of the Deck Check podcast, I did begin editing our first not remote fight because it was in person, our first in-fight video. I got all of the damage transitions done. Now I just need to slide the triggers on the screen when we hit triggers and put some gentle music over it, and then you guys can have card fights to go along with your card chats.
Ow.
I know, it's like this is actually based on a game we play or something.
I can't remember if I won or not.
I won't spoil it for the view listeners, but the viewers, I won't spoil it for them. But I remembered it very vividly because it was my first time playing a certain deck.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Never mind. I remember.
Yeah, baby's first time playing that deck, and I did it on camera, and it was
I'm
wonderful.
proud of you.
I know.
I'm very proud of you.
I even misplayed well, probably misplayed, but you'll see.
You know what? I think you
Yeah,
did.
tell him if you misplayed in the comments.
Exactly.
Oh,
Farm
God.
interactions, you guys. What do you mean that RPD doesn't get 4 crit when you call it? What?
Hey Docs, why are the comments turned off for this video?
No reason. No reason at all. Well, I mean, I think what was the one you mean did, Ryan? I think that was more of a cookie cutter one for me, right? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that was one of my pet project decks. Yeah.
It was
Yeah, and it went exactly how I expected it. But that'll be for everybody to view, listen to at a later time. The fights are on their way. I finally took the recording arm to locals. People were finally there to film, and it was wonderful. But in not wonderful news, well, I don't want to call it not wonderful news, but we had a interesting idea for today's beginning topics. It was actually brought to us by our good buddy Ryan. So thank you, Ryan, for the starting topics of today.
anytime.
I did see this video be pushed on social media, obviously because it's one of the larger content creators and one of the better competitors in the game. we want to talk today about the current state of Vanguard video by WCC Kai that he recorded on. Oh God, just watching him chill on the beach and talk about Vanguard, I'm like, this is what I want to do with my life, but there's no beaches here, so uh, there's a lot to unpack in that video. We're not going to touch on every single topic, but I really think that Ryan had a valid point that it needs discussed on a larger scale. So the more people that talk about it, the more people that interact with it, the better. So what better way to start our show? And then we'll, as always, have a little bit of a fun segment later. Not going to spoil that one, but trust me, when you get three goofballs together and give them a silly topic, stuff happens. So I guess without further ado, it's time to grab a drink and take a seat. It's deck check time. Gentlemen, with how clever people can get with technology these days, I think it's important we clear the air first that Matt was really voice acting and that wasn't microphone issues. Matt, can you talk just to clarify for the people?
I'm really good at voice acting. You have no idea.
The man made it sound like he was in 2006 AIM Messenger, but no. He was really in 2024 the whole time. He just made you all think that his microphone went bad by throwing his voice. I think you deserve an award. I'll give you a Mountain Dew when I see you at the shop next.
Oh, thanks. I'll take it.
But I'll make it room temperature because I know that's how you like it.
Wait, hold on now. I like water room temperature.
Oh,
and
I thought you
Pepsi.
liked pop room temperature.
Only Pepsi.
Soda?
I don't know why.
It's pop, you
what is
heathen.
soda? Oh no, they're gonna learn where we're from.
Oh no, Midwest boys. All right. Well,
Soda pop. We gotta use them both.
Before we get too far off the topic at hand, let's start. So I watched the video from WCC Kai today. Chilling on the beach, like I mentioned, living the dream, talking about Vanguard in a big fuzzy microphone. And again, to Ryan's credit, it does need more discussion than just his video. Obviously, he has a fairly large platform, but the more people talking about it, the more people engaging, the better off we will be as a community. The first thing is the idea of deeper versus wider. And we are still talking about the card game for any of you weirdos out there.
Oh,
Bummer. This isn't the flavor text. I agree. To put it simply, to put it simply, I agree. I am tired of investing in decks that could be good one day. Not just, it's great or it's trash. I want the game to become what was the word I wanted to use? More vibrant, not more pale. Like, I don't know what the opposite of that is, but I want more color. I want more flavor to the decks. And I think that definitely speaks to that point of existing decks kind of just, if they're not great right away, more often than not, they get forgotten. So I'm fairly certain you gentlemen are in agreement with me on that.
Eugene?
Rotovisor who?
Hey, Eugene finally got some love.
Oh my god, I'm so happy with new Eugene. Oh, he's so good now. I mean, not good, but like,
Didn't you say you beat a Harry with it?
I did, and it was the best thing.
That's pathetic of the Harry player.
Well, there was a little bit of luck involved.
Okay, well, So, what if instead of getting this might not be an exaggeration of a number, But let's take set 3 for example, because set 3 just happened, right? So we got 4 new Vanguards in that set, 5 new Vanguards in that set.
Let's see, one per nation, plus what's his name, Dayusha, or was it 4 per nation plus Dayusha? I don't remember.
I think we got 5. Regardless, well, let's just use 5 for a round number. So instead of getting 5 new Vanguards in a set, what if I get 2 new Vanguards in a set? Kind of the way that V. Okay, so yeah, that's actually good. The way that V did it is each set said, "Hey, featured nation, blah blah," right? So what if instead of getting 5 new Vanguards per set, what if we got just a new Brant Gate Vanguard and a new Dragon Empire Vanguard this set? The next set I get a Dark States and a Stoy. The next set I get Dragon and Lyrical, and then they can keep fully integrating Lyrical into the main sets. And then the other cards within that set, it's not just those 2 nations, but it will enhance the flavor of the previously released Vanguard. So let's just say set 3 introduced a Brant Gate and a Dark States, then set 4 would introduce support card in those triple R spots instead of a brand new Vanguard all over again. Do you think that's kind of a cadence that would deepen the game?
I understand the point. I feel like they are doing that a little bit. So it's just like Reziel gets released at 1. They release, what is it, Knight of Bowstrings set 2. So it's like they are doing it, but maybe it can be done a little bit more or something of the sort.
I would just worry about new players who come in and they're like, I want to play this, but every set comes out every 5 years or whatever, at 3 months. Feels like forever. But they wouldn't be able to play with all of their all the cool Vanguards. But I guess that's a problem now too. If I wanted to go back and play Nirvana, like the original Nirvana, I'd have to go and buy some like the deck or
set 4.
Yeah, so like I guess that's not really a big thing, I suppose.
Well, and that's another point in the video that we'll touch on is the accessibility for new players. But like even if you are a new player, I think if you're like, okay, Vanguard's cool. What's the latest set that came out? Oh, it's this one. It features these 2 nations. Let me see if I like this nation's playstyle or theme, because we talked about in a previous episode the Dragon Empire themes and all that good stuff. But each nation does have kind of a running theme. So then if you're like, oh man, I wasn't really feeling the Brant Gate and Dark States playstyles. Oh, this next set has Dragon Empire and Stoicheia. Oh, let me see if I like those nations' playstyles. And that would at least keep someone, like if they enjoy the game as a whole, if they enjoy the community as a whole, I think that would at least keep them around for buying 3 sets, right? Plus, then it's like, oh wait, I did like that deck, so the next set has support to enhance it. And I just happened to get the Dragon Empire new ride line as well. Might as well try it. And then the cycle continues. I don't think anybody joins any game or crowd just for one archetype. Like, there's nobody who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're just like, blue eyes, blue eyes, blue eyes, blue eyes. And they don't know anything else about the franchise. They don't know any other card. They never watched an episode, bought a t-shirt, whatever. But that might be a way to add more depth to it from the start. I don't know. I'm no expert, but
I think depth comes more from better gameplay. So it's something along the lines of it rides along with what you're saying. So it's like, okay, introduce a deck, and then later on you introduce more support to that deck. But it needs to do something specific, which is kind of deep in the gameplay. So instead of me having a 3 attack deck, my deck becomes a 5 attack deck, but it requires a lot of resources. And for me to manage that in my gameplay to get a successful win, I need to expertly pilot my deck. So if they release more support where it makes gameplay choices impactful, instead of just releasing the same power level of everything, just in the form of a different ride line, I think that's what the game needs to have moving forward. I think, quite honestly, game is okay going for now, but when you increase new support, it needs to kind of support the game and the decisions that you can make within a game.
Another point in the video was introducing all these new keywords and all these new mechanics. Like, I was playing against Matt the other day, and I'm like, "What do you mean you hollowed your card?" Like that's a term. That's a game. I don't know if that's exactly be qualified as mechanic, but
Sort of.
like, do you think that kind of stuff is helping or hurting? Honestly, I think it's hurting from a new player standpoint, but it's helping in terms of getting dedicated players more interested in different things because you hear that term. If you're competitive, you want to understand it for the impact against you or for you, and then if you're just interested in playing it yourself, you have to go learn. So I think it's lends itself more to the experienced player adding all these terms and conditions that you just check the box and proves you weren't a robot.
I
But
can never get those.
yeah,
I
I
don't
know
know why.
there's always a traffic light in the top right corner. uh I don't know. I mean, so what do you think there, Ryan? I mean, are all these new terms and mechanics helping deepen, or are they not?
I think the mechanics themselves kind of like deepen it in terms of flavor for the game, to be honest. But in terms of it kind of enhancing the gameplay, it really doesn't. So it's just kind of like, oh, like you could be playing Harry. It's like, oh, I'm playing the Magia deck or something of the sort. Like it adds flavor of like, oh, or like Blue Wave. You're going like, oh, this is wave one. This is the second wave. This is the third wave. It adds flavor. So like it does detract from like the new player experience in the sense of, oh, I have to learn a bunch of um, different terms, but in terms of gameplay, it doesn't really change anything, but I do think it adds some sort of flavor.
Yeah, I mean, and again, for context, I'm not a casual Vanguard fan. I'm not a casual level player, and I didn't know. I mean, I just hadn't checked out Night Rose because I wasn't interested in playing it. But then I hear, "Oh, I hollow my unit," and I'm like, "What the heck is hollow my?" But then when I got to it, it's like, "Oh, that's kind of a cool idea," because then the whole idea is calling something from drop. If you want something to call back later, you just hollow it, and then it's safe in your drop. Well, more or less safe in your drop, but
Yeah, yeah.
depending on who you're facing. So I was thinking like, yeah, this is a good flavor. This is a good level of depth. It's like I guess you here's something that proves how hungry I am. I think a good card game is like a lasagna. There's layers.
Like an onion.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, no.
good.
I mean, you can put onion in your lasagna. I won't stop you. Uh,
Uh, probably enough in the sauce. Anyway,
no, yeah, it's. I mean, what is your idea of a method too deep in the game? Is it just reducing the number of new vanguards? Is it reprints? Is it something else? I'm
um,
not sure exactly how to do it aside from regulate card release to be more targeted.
um, my opinion, like I don't know how they'll do it exactly, but the reason why I really enjoy Premium is because the G Zone is 16 cards, and they're not always 16 unique cards, but we can call them 16 unique cards. If Standard had a way to kind of increase the options, so like they release a new stride for every single deck, you have an extra option, something like that. So when they do set releases, we're going to release set for the first five start decks. So like the Magnolia, the Bastion, and everything like that. If they basically make the game more toolboxy, I think that would deepen the gameplay.
Okay, so you're going of the route or of the train of thought that's I have X deck that currently is mainly just call it 3 attack restanding Vanguard deck. But if you're saying make the game more toolboxy in the ways that, hey, that Vanguard doesn't always have to be 3 swing or 3 swing Vanguard restand. It can have different methods. That's what you're saying to add the flavor, to add the depth to it?
Um, Not that exactly, but yeah, that's the general idea. It could
Okay.
be like restanding Vanguard costs two counterblast. I release countercharger for said deck, but it costs two soul blast, and then it becomes a game of managing resources while being able to maintain consistent pressure or something of the sort.
Okay, I get it. I mean, that was another.
I
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
well, I was gonna say I what you were saying I liked, which is why I liked the original Nirvana deck, because when it first came out, it's like, okay, here's the overdress ability, and then after I think it was set 2, Virina Urger came out, and it was like, oh, hey, now we can rush a little bit and swing like this, but then eventually it became a grade 4 deck, and then eventually it was the crossover dress, and it just kept changing, but it was like the same deck, and I like that. I want options in the deck so that every build isn't the same.
Okay, that very last sentence is what I was trying to convey, and that I might not have conveyed correctly. So
That's
yeah,
what I want.
that would definitely help. And another sub point of the video was, I touched on adding mechanics and adding different terminology and what have you. Brought up something that I didn't really think about. When you are learning matchups and when you are actually playing the game at a competitive level, you have ways to manipulate your opponent's usage of counterblasts or of their soul. But energy, bro, you can't do a thing. You can't energy deny them. You can't, take cards out of their energy. You can't do any of that stuff. And it bothers me being a control player.
Of course it does.
I mean that's how I would have stopped Ryan this past weekend playing Eva. I would have said, "Oh, no energy for you. You don't get your Immigrant." But I had no control over that. So something that I alluded to also is the entry level barrier, which I think everyone that's ever touched the game past starter decks agrees. Aside from Stride deck sets, our entry level products are trash.
Yes. I can't. Um, Other than that new one that's coming out,
Virgilia,
the
yeah.
yeah, that one seems like it's pretty good. But everything else is like, hey guys, how about we give you a ride line with a bunch of generic nothing? Like, okay, pointless. I don't want any of that. Just give me the ride line at that point.
Just give me the energy
Uh,
generator card. What?
yeah, that too. Uh, I didn't hate the original, like
Five.
Leonoran
Oh,
Youthberg or whatever. Second original, I suppose. The original was good because that was like the start to the entire standard. So you
yeah,
kind of had to like that.
yeah. They did
Um,
that one right.
yeah. But then Youthberg and Leonoran and
Jeweled.
whoever the other one was, yeah, Drudgewald. That one was okay, but the weird Vanguard where it's like, no, get the new Vanguard in the upcoming set. Like, oh, okay, why don't you just give me that now? Um, kind of silly. And then the latest one, that's just a joke. That was awful.
We forgot the one in between.
There's no in between. Nope.
Graham Grace,
And Favernil.
Fabniel, and the Orphist.
Orphist. Yeah,
If that
that was okay.
was the price point of Youthberg stuff, they would have been 10 out of 10.
Fair.
Well, and isn't it kind of weird that Orphist got a deck set and it's like actually in sets?
Yeah,
That's
that
how
was a
it should
little
be.
weird. I thought it was a little weird. It
Well,
was like a reprint deck
yeah.
for whatever reason.
I think it's not a bad idea to do something like that. You just
They,
pick 3 Vanguards and you support them. So, the next one can be Nirvana. Um, uh, I'm looking for ride lines. No, like Nirvana,
Yeah, yeah.
Veleno, and like
Silhouette.
or something like that. Silhouette. Okay, that's a good one. That's actually a good one.
Well,
that would be cool.
is that because maybe that adds some of the depth that we're missing, because these are previously unsupported, like Orphist. I don't recall ever getting big movement until, well, there is a mask, isn't there? But until that mask. But I think the stand up decks, or not stand up deck set, whatever the deck set was called, that came out prior to that. So maybe that is a way to give these underdeveloped Vanguards a time to shine and make them not meta breaking, meta defining, but competitive and viable for folks who are A, on a budget, B, simply don't like the playstyle of the meta, C, insert your answer here. That could be something.
It could be meta defining. That's how you sell a product and keeps it exciting.
That's how you end up with Shiranui Lord.
Ooh, Somebody
I don't think
salty.
it's a. I don't think that was a really bad format. To be honest, it felt well, at least Define Z. It felt like a pretty good format.
I mean, since I couldn't beat Shooter, that's probably part of my hate. But
Skill issue.
skill issue. Now the one thing that I do see and it's not a Bushy product, which makes me upsetty, is the deck set bundles that 50 cards sells, designed by Deck Flare. Are you guys familiar with those?
I am familiar.
I'm not.
So it's basically like I don't want to call it. I'll call it a watered down version of what the real deck is in in most situations. Like, let's just say, an ideal deck list minus a couple of cards, and they put in some cheaper substitutes. That is one way to definitely add some uh, diversity to the game, but it doesn't do much to deepen it. I don't think it just gives you easier access to more. So that might not
The
be the way to
great
go.
That's what they're doing is really good, but that's honestly something that Bushiroad should be doing because those are quite literally start decks. Like not that like the power level is of a start deck, but like that's what a start deck should be. Like easily accessible, and playable right out of the box.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring them up because it's something that at first I thought, oh, maybe this will have more depth, but no, it just makes ease of access, which is obviously a pain point. The deck lists aren't even that bad, and
Yep.
I mean, good list, bad list is always subjective. But when I look at them, if I didn't already have most of the cards, I'd be like, hey, you know what? $60 to try a full deck that comes ready, and I don't know if it comes sleeved or not, but a $60 for convenience and for coherence, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. So basically, I agree. I like what they're doing, and I think what they're doing sells. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. I would like to see Bushy do this, and then since they have control of their card stock, they just reduce the price, just make the cards not foil, and then boom, $20, 30 even.
Yeah. And I think people would pay Bushy for that. But then they're like, oh, we got to come up with a fancy box that turns into a deck box. Oh, we got to put a playmat in there for any call to start deck. We got to put a rule guide in there. Like, you don't have to. Don't call them start decks then. Call them something different.
Trial decks.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa.
Something.
Can't.
I don't
Copyright infringement.
know. So, I guess one last thing, because I mean, you guys, if you're listening to us and you don't know WCC's content creators or as a group or as competitor, uh, go watch, sub, listen. Everything's knowledgeable. The last big thing I want to touch on is the set lag. So, our release between JP and English or JP and just West, it is something that I saw even before this video. I saw Curly talking about it. I saw Orange talking about it. I saw a bunch of other people. So, prominent people within the Vanguard community on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and all that good stuff discussing that it's becoming less fun to test new sets because it's already out in JP. We already see what they've done with it. They have these cards so far in advance of us that when we get them, it's kind of like, all right, follow the leader. We get none of the fun. And a simultaneous card release for any TCG is impossible. I don't think there's any major TCG that releases globally at the same time. For whatever reason, that's beyond my pay grade. I think that it's a major factor in A, our meta being predefined, and B, when we are talking about Deer Days like we did last episode, and we see these cards in real life, and then the lag from real life to Deer Days, even then it becomes even less exciting. So that's just my thoughts. It's follow the leader, and I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I agree that I'm not a fan of it in terms of creativity. And it kind of feels like set releases become very bland. Like you already know what the best 50 cards are for whatever deck. But like I can understand that there's difficulty in doing the worldwide releases, something like that, because you have to print different languages. You have like X amount of people on your team to do proofreading or something like that. So that's why we see cards needing to be eroded because they're misspelled or something like that. Like maybe zero like worldwide release is impossible, but like I guess can we put a figure of time um, to say that oh after this point of time then it's bad or it's good?
I think, and also, the next thing we're gonna move into is the local scene and the event structure that we have, and this to me plays into that. There are exponentially more events in the JP format than there is English, so having more events and having that big of a gap for those events to take place during that is also what helps define it, in my opinion, because you have concrete evidence, not just opinion, and not just, that guy at the shop got lucky that day. We have more than that. We have solid proof to go on.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like the own question I posed. I think of something like 2 weeks. If we were just 2 weeks behind Japan, that would be a healthy amount of time and maybe a healthy amount of time for the teams that are international to check in to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, I mean, two weeks might be that might be close for them, but I don't know. Even if it was just a month, if we gave them, I obviously have no idea how long production time takes for printing cards, and then distribution to, the distributors that actually send them to shops. But maybe a month would even be realistic for a gap there. I don't
What's
know.
our current distance?
What's that?
What's our current distance from Japan?
And miles?
Well,
I
yes, of course, of course.
I mean, it's a 12-hour flight from California. So,
I know I'm talking about timeline. So like, if we
uh,
look at set 4 booster,
I'm like, I don't
yeah.
know, dude. Grab your Google Maps and let's go.
So if we look at
well,
like,
I'm figuring it out.
yeah, like I'm just looking at Divine Set 4. Divine Set 4 released at in August 9th in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then for us, it's going to release in October 25th. So like if you were to really bend it, you can say beginning of August, and then since it's October 25th, beginning of November. That's a 3 month gap. Yeah, I think a 1 month gap would be okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was calculated some like 84 days was the average for like the last few overdress
Yeah,
sets.
3 months. Yeah.
And that is way too long of a gap. It needs to be closed because just gets boring, it gets predictable, testing loses its luster. I mean, everybody knows how big of a Harry fan I am, and by the time that I get Harry in English, I'm gonna see exactly what list topped JP, and the temptation to copy is real because I want to win. But I'm gonna have no fun figuring it out for myself.
Fair.
That's part of card games is figuring it out. But I mean, before we move on to like a subset of the video topics, anything else big outside of event pricing and entry and all that good stuff?
Real quick, I know this is a little late, but the answer that we're looking for is 6,500 miles from us to Tokyo.
So if it takes what 200 miles a day, uh, if someone just drives 3 hours at 60 miles an hour across the ocean,
Yeah, I was gonna say they'll never get here.
but so
Anyway,
yeah. Well, okay. So then another big part of the video was on how locals are the lifeblood of getting any game popularity, getting the game off the ground, getting more people involved. And I could not agree more because the larger events, in my opinion, still aren't pulling what they could pull if they began at the roots at the local level. So, in our experience, I literally had to intervene, get a friend of a friend of a friend who is actually on Bushy's staff to get our application approved to become an official store.
sounds like a pain in the butt.
It was.
Barrier.
And if it's that hard to get in contact with the company running the game to become an affiliate of theirs to push their product, there is a big disconnect. And our guys that run the shop, we all know them. They're no dummies. They're no slouches. They know how to run a business. So I have no doubt that they were doing all the proper things, filling out the right form, asking the questions they needed to ask, and all that good stuff. And it still took about 60 days and me getting a friend of a friend of a friend to intervene at Bushy HQ or something. It was actually the judges only Discord server, and they got a hold of someone who actually like works for Bushy via that server. And that's how we became an official store. That kids is how I met your mother. But
Well then.
it like, why are they not putting more effort into this? Is it a manpower issue? Is it I know EU has a huge issue with distribution. Like, are they not trying to grow beyond Japan?
We all know my thoughts on English Bushiroad. I think English Bushiroad is butt. They're awful.
And that they need to hire us. But
I mean, I wouldn't say no. I can at
I would
least
say I'm happy.
I can at least get the card names properly, translated.
Well, I mean, what else can we do? Or, well, not we, but what else can you do to grow your brand besides promotion and connectivity, right? They're not doing that. The regional events, so we all attended BSF. I've attended several BCS. Entry prizes are okay. Or the entry gifts are okay. I mean, heck, last Springfest, everybody got a playmat. And this year, what did we get? One card in a folding deck box?
You guys got
Two cards if you showed up for both formats.
Oh, yeah, two cards if you...
Well, I guess, yeah.
But that's the thing, is like... And I didn't even get my deck box on the second day.
So,
They skipped our table.
Ooh.
But... like... I don't need a flimsy deck box and one promo card. If you're complaining that you're letting me enter for free, I will gladly give you $25 on top of my $400 plane ticket and my $125 a night hotel to get better entry prizes. And they have stepped up their game with the winners prizes, but
I'd like to point out that the promo card that I got was a G Guardian, so like not helpful for me anyway, who only plays standard.
Yeah.
Pretty rude.
a little bit dismal there,
Well,
You know it.
It was the name of the card.
It probably got you $20 from someone sitting next to you, but you're not supposed to sell cards within an official Bushy event. Just
I didn't. It's sitting on my dresser, on the top of my dresser right now.
Disclaimer. I think that, again, to Kai's point, the entry being free doesn't matter anymore. If I'm paying to get to this event, I'm not going to mind paying an extra couple of bucks to get a better entry gift, if they want to call it a gift, to get better entry support, and then to overall support more events, right? Because if they're letting me in for free, they're making absolutely no money off of me. So the cost of that venue, the cost of the staff, the cost of anything else that goes into it, if they have their official store there, the ones I've been to, I haven't been lucky enough to get the official store, but all these costs they're sinking into this event is not yielding them any revenue. I agree with Kai and pretty much everybody else that I've seen talk about it. If you charge me an extra $25 to play, I'm not going to yell at you.
What are your thoughts on them running the event at a loss? Like, I think that it's kind of like, in some sense, it's just like a big advertising thing, and then they definitely run it at a loss because they're not charging anything. I guess maybe do we kind of like define what a price point we expect for, and then like based off of that, what the compensation should be for players?
Well, yeah. So if, let's just say a retail pack for even numbers, just say one pack retails $5, right?
Mhm.
For them, it's obviously less. So I pay you $25. You give me 4 packs. That way, I feel like I'm getting $20 worth of retail value. You're netting that $5 plus you're netting the difference between MSRP and what it actually costs you to make that pack. So you're placating me by giving me shiny cardboard and the chance of pulling something even shinier that once I'm outside the venue doors, I can sell. Or it's something that I've been chasing for a while and I just haven't felt like, buying another few packs. You're giving me an incentive.
Do you
Plus you're
think
making
that's
money.
what? Do you think that's what they should do? Just give packs?
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what they did for Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It'll be like, I don't know, you pay whatever amount of money to enter, and then you get the right amount of packs regarding that. Like I think like something like BSF, BCS is really more about the event than it is um to play, in my opinion. So it's like, okay, let's say it's $30 entry. They give you a playmat, they give you a stack of sleeves. That's a 2024 BCS or something, or Bushy Road Championship Series. I think that would be more desirable than getting a bunch
I'm a
of.
gambler.
I'm just thinking because like it highlights the moments. So it's like, let's say you're playing the game 10 years from now. You whip out your new Varga Destin King God something something deck, and you're shuffling it up. And then the kid's just like, wow, 2024 BCS, you must be a player, huh? And then you go like, yeah, I am a player. I won that one, or something like that. But like you have the sleeve to kind of commemorate your time there, and then like you're paying $30 for that for entry, and then maybe a playmat on the side that says the same thing. I
I
I
I
think I'd
I
be happy.
am jealous of everybody's BSF playmats from last year. Because last year we didn't go because it was the same week as our vacation. So,
Mm.
I don't know, Matt. What do you think? You're quiet over there.
I'm always quiet. Well, I don't really have much to go on because I was only at the one, so I
Hmm.
feel like my opinion isn't really that strong.
It's as strong as you
Um,
make it out to be.
oh well, in that case, I feel like I was ripped off.
No,
I drove all the way out there for a little flimsy deck box. Boo.
yeah. And if they would have said, okay, give me $25 and I'll give you a playmat or I'll give you packs or something, you would have felt better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was also I brought this up in a different video that we or podcast that we made. But I was also disappointed that the stores there were just like random people that were selling stuff. Like I was expecting a Bushi Road store or something. That would
They
have been
go to
nice.
some of the events, just not all of them, which is odd.
Yeah, that is odd considering America only has like two events. Not really, but you get the point.
Yeah, I think having the store and they interestingly enough, when they go to a convention, they just put up like a bulletin that says, "Hey, you want to volunteer for Bushy Road? We'll give you a pass to the event and lunch and a t-shirt."
Oh boy, a pass to the event? You mean the thing that I get into for free anyway? Thanks.
Yeah, they give you like free admission to the event, a t-shirt, and I think they might compensate you for time worked, but like if you're doing that for conventions and stuff, why not do that for every single event that features just your card game? So you're not even in a crowd of other vendors, it's just your card game or card games, but I don't know. And back to the locals point, it should not be a struggle to get connected to the company. I don't know how exactly works with the distributor relationships, but the uh, local gaming stores, the affiliations, if they made that easier, the promo material they give out is great. By the way, like that banner, you guys remember that banner?
There was a banner.
The one that was your table, Matt.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. I mean that's from the beginning of Overdress. My 6 foot banner that became a tablecloth. Uh, but
Oh yeah.
the big white banner that might be on a weekend you weren't there, Ryan, but that really big white banner with all the Divines characters and their boss units on it. Remember that, Matt?
I don't think I do.
You,
When
I know you
when
were
was
there
this?
because it was the week that I swept.
You swept?
I
It
Oh,
swept.
might
you
have
were
been
that
in your
good?
dreams.
Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Anyways, the side of the show. Uh, no, it was the weekend that I won, and shop owner was like, "Yeah, I don't know what this is for, but they sent it to me." And then he sprawled it out, and it was like this amazing banner with all the characters on it, and he's supposed to hang it up. And I joked with everybody, like, "Hey, look what the winner gets this week!" And everyone freaked out thinking I got that really cool banner. You guys not remember that?
I
I
was
I
not
don't
here.
I don't remember that part, but I actually do remember him unfolding that and being like, "Yeah, I don't know what this is."
Yeah. And then I mean, the standees are cool, so they do give out good promo material. I mean, we're not talking about the cards, but that's a different topic we already talked about. But
Eh.
they give out good material that if the stores utilize it, you're gonna walk in, and if you're a general anime fan, you might be like, oh, that looks like a cool show, and then you watch it, you're like, oh my god, there's a card game. I don't know.
Best the best card game even.
Yeah. I do think that the point of locals being the lifeblood is 1,000,000% valid, and definitely in our experience in well, actually one of our buddies that sometimes comes to our store, he was trying to set it up at his store, and their owner was getting no response from Bushy.
It's awful.
So Bushy, open up the DMs, or let me at least coordinate for you. I don't care. I'll take a part-time job.
Do you think that it's so difficult because they're trying to prevent people from like promo scamming them?
If they were
Like,
trying to prevent promo scamming, I feel like there
And
would
their
have to
system's
be,
messed up.
yeah. I mean, well, I mean, we know what happens. We know where it happens, but uh, if they were trying to prevent promo scamming, they'd have to perform like some sort of physical audit, and no company has the reach for that.
no.
So
I
I
don't
mean,
know, this is
it's
weird.
because I remember some of the requirements for uh becoming an official store were like, send us a picture of the building so we know it's a legit store. And I think when Triple G was getting affiliated with Pokemon, they weren't allowed to have like a temporary banner on the building. They had to have an affixed sign that said,
That's for Magic.
"Oh, that was Magic."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And like you had to
Oh,
have an affixed sign. You couldn't just have a banner like, "Oh, store now open." You legit have to have a real banner. So, the controls like that, I think, are what helps them stop scammers. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it required, but uh I don't know.
well,
Anything
just a
else?
thought.
What?
Just a thought, I guess. That
Yeah.
was all.
Yeah. But I think that video hits the nail on the head for a lot of the stuff. Nothing felt like an old man yelling at a cloud. But some of the stuff in there I thought was a little picky, but I'm 95% of the way there with them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the current state of Vanguard. Like, it's good right now, but it could be better, is essentially what the messaging was.
Yes. Yeah. And that's my thing, is there's room, it's like when you get the your report card in fourth grade. You guys remember that when you get the report card in fourth grade, and it was like,
Always.
good student gets the answers right, but there's room for improvement. So
Oh, I got
You got
all
that?
A's. I got
Yeah.
outstanding. I got the O, the little O for outstanding every time.
uh, I think I just got the check plus.
Oh, I was a model student,
Mm,
and then I grew up and I became not one.
I was just a model.
Oh, I can't even say that.
That's why you're not a model anymore.
Exactly.
You
I
just
had I had my fun. I was in a couple of Abercrombie and Fitch ads, and after that, I just said, hey, I'm done with modeling. The public has had enough of my beauty, and then I got fat.
oh, oh yeah, that's it. It's not because anything wasn't it's your stuff wasn't selling. I couldn't even get that out. Oh my god.
All right. Well, I think we've entered silly mode, so it's perfect time to transition to our last topic of the day, because this is nothing if not silly.
Oh, it's something, all right.
So I kind of got the idea from seeing people talk about the ride chants, that they do for their deck, and I don't go that deep. I'm like, it's a card game, bro. So any you ride chanters, sorry, but I started thinking about, like, you know in professional sports, there's warm up music, there's walk up music, there's intro music. So why can't we have that for Vanguard? So while you're shuffling up and mulliganing, what song is playing for the deck that you're playing that day? So I'm going to start off because I have a deck with two possible songs that are very on the head. So if I'm playing Eva, While I'm shuffling, I've got two songs going through my head. She Blinded Me with Science. And then when I flip the card over and I look, I think of the Thong Song.
Hold on. I need to go listen to the thong song. It's been a minute.
It's
I
just
don't know this one.
you don't know the Cisco?
Nope. Well, time to figure it out.
Oh man, the thong song is a classic. She Blinded Me with Science is like what the 80s, like techno-y, well, not techno-y, but 80s rock.
Something like that.
But those were the two easiest ones for me. I'm like, these are nail on the head. This is perfect. This is Eva. And I don't know why they felt the need to draw her underwear showing, but whatever.
Because that's what sells.
That's what science is all about. Uh,
Oh yeah.
what's
Yeah, lab safety.
exactly? The goggles are there. They're just on top of her head.
Yeah.
Hit me with one you guys got.
This one's a little too boring. But Leonorn would be "Flowers" by Miley Cyrus, and that's only because it says "flowers" in the title. That's it. There's that. That's the only thing that I would think of. I'd be like, "Oh, Leonorn, there's plants and music. Okay."
I
flowers."
would think of plant tokens. So I would maybe think of different Stoichia deck, but that's
Okay, so Granfia. Okay, Granfia.
yeah,
can
there
have
we go.
flowers.
Yeah, I would I would think of that. Um,
Leonore can just have that. It's like a TikTok or Vine. It's that little kid that's slamming the oven door while his dad plays the trombone.
yes, I've seen that.
There you go.
Uh, Lord, Ryan, hit me with a warm up.
Oh, it hit you with the warm up? Well, I guess on the topic of Miley Cyrus, I was thinking that Michu, Wrecking Ball would be appropriate.
Extremely.
Oh, I, eh, I, I can't even make a sentence out of that because it just bothers me so much. I just like as you turn the card sideways, it hits the chorus. You're just like, okay, and Vanguard attacks, and then I'll just say, came in like a God, no, I don't like this. Then Michu just swings
Yeah.
across the field. Ah, Lord.
You're feeling it. I can tell you're feeling it.
I mean, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. Now tell us your Miley Cyrus one.
Oh, I didn't pick a Miley Cyrus one.
That's
But
totally
I
fine.
but I do have a Boss Babe, so I'm gonna switch it over. This one just fits the vibe of the deck for me, plus the art and then the animation, in Deer Days, and of course me, it's Prison. So Seraph Purelight, you're playing that Crush 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 by Paramore.
I feel it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like that. I'm just like, yeah, that's all. Purelight's just trying to she's just got those big robotic hands, just crush, and just takes away your field, takes away your resources, takes everything away from you. I'm like, that's the vibe for that deck right there.
Never been so turned on by the words "big robotic hands."
I'm here. What else? What do we got?
Speaking of big robotic hands,
I love those.
Silhouette Man, and the Mr. Fister, as I call him. Very easy for this one. Space Oddity by David Bowie. This is Major Tom to ground control done. Spaceman.
I would have personally for Silhouette, I would have thought what's the name of the actual song? But it's Some People Call Me Space Cowboy.
The
others,
Joker.
Yeah, others call me the Gangster Love. Yeah, that. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Hey, let's throw Silhouette and Green on together. If that's the matchup. There's a song for that matchup right there because you got the Space Cowboy and you got the Gangster.
Yeah. That'd be The Joker by the Steve Miller Band, by the way.
There we go. See, all right. I'm not cultured.
I know everything.
Enlighten me on another one, Ryan.
I was thinking Blankmeyer, Year Zero by Ghost. Basically, if you don't know the song, they just keep on saying the names of demons and devils the entire song.
And it returns to zero.
Beautiful.
That one. Okay, that one's full circle. I like that. I listened to that earlier, and I never really listened to Ghost, but I might have to give him another listen. I like the song. Next on my list, I've got 3 more. So since you guys only had 4, I'll do 2. I have for Harry, because we all know my love for Harry, Barnum and Bailey's favorite. It's like the song you hear at every circus. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you listen
Yeah.
to it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That I'm like, insert your pale moon puns here. Like, it's just the clown car getting packed and unpacked. It's the circus, the never-ending show. You got the dragons, you got the ringmaster, you got the freak shows. You're good.
Hey, that one's a twofer because you can play that while playing Eugene as well.
And then my second one, Al Calibra. I'm listening to Albuquerque by Weird Al, just because that's as close as we're gonna get.
Pretty accurate.
And that's what I'm gonna call it anyways. That's the only time I'll bother to pronounce it correctly. So the only problem is that's a 12-minute song, and if you're shuffling up and mulliganing for 12 minutes, there's a problem. I call a
I'd let-
judge.
I'll let you. If you got to sing the whole song though while you're.
They'll call time in the round, and you're just getting a grade 2.
There we go.
Oh Lord! All right, give me another one, Matt.
I've got Heroes. Dianos. Holding out for a hero. That's like 2
10
on
out
the
of 10.
nose, right? Right.
And we were talking about Shrek earlier, so
Yeah, exactly. See, full circle. Full circle.
I think I like when it's that dead on, you can't ignore the answer. You know?
Right. That's the only answer.
Yeah. There's no other. I don't care what other songs you have about heroes. I don't care if you have like the Spider-Man. Oh wait, can we do this by? Well, wait, what is it? Spider-Man. So now Welsh is too short. There's not enough syllables.
I was thinking more of like the pizza music from Spider-Man, the video game.
I'll have to look that one up.
I love you. I'll let you know what the real title is.
Okay.
It's quality. It's got nothing to do with heroes. It's got everything to do with Italian pizza.
You know what? If we had a pizza deck, if your vegetable deck from a couple episodes ago was real, I'd 100% be down for that. Ryan, make me laugh.
Oh, I can't. I was just gonna say, like, someone's gonna mention it. She'd be like, "Oh, we have all these collab decks. Why don't you mention Asakura Yo and the Shaman King theme song?" Like, basic and boring, I know, but like, someone had to say it.
I mean, we have people play the Breaking the Rock thing when they play Youth, so.
That's you stole it from. That was one of my secret one.
Oh, well, no secrets here. Or someone just plays the Mygo song that plays in the ending credits.
There we go. Easy.
And that's something something else from the WCC video was the collab thing is like by the time English gets it, and we don't know when we're getting it, but by the time English gets it, sometimes it's outclassed and just irrelevant, and that takes away a lot of the fun too. So tightening the gap would help. And then my last one that I wrote down, for new, bad, evil, well, not bad, but good in terms of deck, bad in terms of spirit, the new Liao. I said
Yeah,
Without Me
Ramorta.
by Eminem, because guess who's back again.
That's actually really good.
I want you guys to know I tried so hard to think of something that could go with like It's Gonna Be May. I tried to think of a deck so hard, and I'm like, oh, this is classic internet pun forever and ever. But that was the last one I had.
I love it. The last one that I had was it's for Welstra. This song is a song written by a comedian. It is called Bezos One. It's like a 1-minute song that's just about Jeffrey Bezos
Being the CEO.
That's it. CEO
I
Welstra, Jeff Bezos, same person.
I would throw two others in, or one other into the ring for that one. Like a Boss by Lonely Island.
I'm feeling
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because Wellstrom definitely talks to corporate, approves memos, promotes synergy. He does all those things.
He turns into a jet and flies into the sun. Yeah.
He literally operates weapons. There you go. But when I saw Welsh on your list, I'm like, definitely like a boss. sorry, like a mouse. Okay,
Yeah.
just so I don't confuse the people. Oh, what else, Ryan? Any more?
Last one for me would be for Magnolia, Circle of Life, the Lion King song. Beautiful.
Oh yeah. There we
Oh,
go.
oh, what's the uh isn't there actually a lion unit that was running there at one point? Like it looks like a lion.
A lion specific. There's definitely a leopard.
A leopard. I'm thinking of a leopard. You just hold the leopard up over top of a cliff, whatever that card is.
We might have to sing the song as the intro of our next episode.
I
I
mean,
don't like that idea. I'm
the
not a good singer.
the urge to sing a song from the Lion King is just a whim away. A whim away. A
Oh
whim
my
away.
Uh,
And you're nominating when I'm a father. Okay, I know the African part.
Well, I think maybe this weekend. Well, actually, I think a lot of us are busy this weekend, but next weekend when we show up to locals, each one of us should play one of these decks and just start playing the songs on our phone as we sit down.
I wouldn't mind.
Well, oh, I can't do Liel or Alcalibra, so or Harry. So I'll have to
Wow.
play Eva Prison. Or well, I mean, I have your guys' decks too, the decks you pick songs for. So,
True.
I can sit down, play any of those, and just turn on Spotify and see if anybody picks up on it.
I have the sudden desire to play Michu now, so just so that I can play Wrecking Ball.
I think Koi has it, so you can just borrow from Koi.
Perfect.
yeah, getting support in a week.
And getting support. Yes, that's
Oh, see,
yeah, sad.
perfect timing.
Yeah, so sadly, I think we're all busy on Sneak Weekend. I've got that gaming convention, and I think Ryan, you said you have a Pokemon event or something. So,
It's either a Pokemon event or I'm going out to a museum.
well, either way,
And I'm gonna purposely ignore Lyrical because I don't like Lyrical, even
Alright.
though I literally just said I was gonna play Michu.
I was gonna say, all right, Mister Contradiction. Well, I think that about wraps it up for today. I really do encourage everybody to go watch the WCC video. A lot of points we only got to briefly touch on. He was very well organized and only one person talking, so you know the discussion between us can fill up more time. So we weren't able to touch on just one man talking into a camera, but anything else
one
important?
man.
What?
I'm just going off of what you said. Touch one man. Oh, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, Ryan's gonna stop. So with that, I would thank you guys for listening. At DeckCheck VG Pod over on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. Uploaded on every platform imaginable for podcasts, and by that I mean like the major ones. Don't find some obscure platform and be like, "Why aren't you on here?" Because we're not. But we actually had an uptick in listens between last few episodes. We had one person come tell us they binged the entire library, which was great. So go binge, go back, listen to the other ones, watch the other ones. If you're on YouTube, watch them. There's a steady picture on the screen, not my face. So be happy.
Yeah, no one wants that.
No, not a single soul. That's why my 200 Pokemon videos did not do well.
Oh.
On that note, we're gonna get out of here, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have fun playing the game. Be kind, and don't crit me. Bye.